And guess what, kids? Ding dong daddy, I got the cash where most players would give up the shot. The very first thing you have to do is memorize all of the shots by number so that you recognize them when they occur. To do this, you take the workout just as it is, shoot it just as it is every day for 7 to 10 days, and you will have memorized these shots. Now, the second thing that you want to do, a lot of you are not going to be able to get the cue ball to land anywhere near its target initially when you start this. Don't let that bother you. Don't let that bother you. That's the third thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do after you've memorized the individual shots, of course you should be working on these three things with each shot as you do them, but to memorize them first is key important. The second thing you want to be able to do is get the cue ball on the line to the target. If you stop in front of the target, if you go cruising past the target, that's all right. You've put the cue ball on the line. Later we'll discuss why that line is so important. The third thing you want to do is develop the speed that you need to stop the cue ball on the target. So to use this tape properly, what you want to do first is you want to memorize each shot by number. When you go to shoot the shot, say the shot out loud to yourself so you memorize it by number. The second thing you want to do is discover the right combination of English and stroke that will put the cue ball on the line to its target. And the third thing that you want to do is develop the correct speed to put the cue ball exactly on the target. It's not how many hard shots in a row that makes a 9-ball player, it's how many easy shots in a row that you can have. And this workout is going to categorize each shot in your mind. You're going to call up shot number 7, and there's shot number 7 is going to be. You're going to call up number 11. The whole thing will combine to a terrific run-out 9-ball game. So we're going to talk about running balls. We're going to assemble all the shots that we've shown you here in a few minutes into a devastating 9-ball game. I've never seen anyone talk about how to assemble shots and how to assemble patterns and how to put it together in order that you can become all the 9-ball player that you want to be. It's really up to you now, because I promise you, these are the tools. This workout will turn you into a 9-ball player combined with the knowledge that we're about to give you. Now I want to show you how to use shot number 1 to develop a perfect stroke and to be able to take perfect aim and work on a perfect stance. I aim with my stance, and this is the way you do it. If you take the proper stance, it's almost impossible to miss the ball. I want you to take the cue stick and find its balance point. And hold it lightly in its balance point, then allow it to hang loosely at your side so that it's as natural and as comfortable as possible. You might want to walk around the table 1 or 2 times with the cue like this, just in its balance point. Now, with the cue being held at its balance point, I want you to walk up to shot number 1, and I want you to stand so that the cue is right through the center of the cue ball to the target on the object ball. This is dead on. I want you to just put your hand down, take your stroke, and take your step back. You are dead on this ball. What I do, it may feel strange to you, is I'm aiming off the heel of the foot of my right foot, off of my heel. If my heel's in the right place, I'm going to pocket this ball. Let me show you another way to aim with your stance. You hold the cue exactly the same way. Put your other hand, your left hand, behind your back, or your right hand if you're the opposite-handed. Go down on the ball like you're going to pocket the ball one-handed, like you're playing one-handed with the cue stick balanced perfectly at its center, at its balance point. Now all you have to do with it like that is just make a bridge right there. Take a little bit further step back, come back on your cue a little. You're dead on. You're dead on. Let me show you one other way to aim with your body. You take a few warm-up strokes like this when you're looking around the table. I do this a lot when I get in dead punch. When I come up over a ball, I take my last warm-up stroke right in the line of the thing, and I'll step back with my right foot right into a perfect stroke. You can't, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to miss this ball when you do it that way. Now, a lot of people have problems with jumping up after a shot. They shoot a ball and they jump up. This is a product of having too much weight on your front foot. When you strike a ball, you're striking a blow. When you have weight on your front foot and you have a lot of power in your bridge hand, you've got a lot of muscle there, it's just a natural consequence of this forward movement that you continue upwards, that you stand up. The way to overcome this is to put 10 or 15% more weight on the back foot. If you put 10 or 15% more weight on the back foot, there is no inclination to stand at the end of a shot. You've got the weight back there, you can finish perfectly. You have to finish the shot. You have to finish every stroke. If you don't finish, you shouldn't be playing pool. You should get the want ads or something. Okay, now I want to show you a couple of shots in the workout that I consider the most important shots, how to execute them, and what you can expect them to do for you. Number one, shot number one, is the most important shot in the workout. This shot will create a perfect stroke. It'll give you a perfect stance. This shot cannot be made unless you address it and hit the ball perfectly. You'll notice that the emphasis of the first shot is not to stop the cue ball like a normal stop shot at the back of the object ball or one ball here. The emphasis is that the cue ball takes that ball's place exactly opposite the second diamond. For this cue ball to take this ball's place, it has to be sliding. This is a dead center hit with a perfectly level cue. It must be sliding right to where it makes contact, and then it just starts, it's exactly at that time, it starts to roll over, and it rolls to that spot there. It's the speed of the shot that counts. This teaches you the perfect speed. What makes this the perfect speed for 9-ball is that no shot, you'll never encounter a shot or any position that will require a harder hit than this. 98% of the people that are watching this tape hit the balls too hard. This is the hardest you should ever hit the balls, or you'll ever need to hit the balls, except on the breaker if you're trying to splatter or luck the balls in. This same shot, shot number one, when you execute it perfectly and make the cue ball take the one ball's place, that's the exact same speed that you use when you lower your bridge to draw the cue ball back for the last shot on the tape. When you draw the ball back without touching the rail, that's exactly the same speed as shot number one when you can make the cue ball take the object ball's place. When you address this shot, this is dead center cue ball, and a dead level cue stick. It can't be done any other way.